Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk some boxing news. We're going to start with Alexander Usyk. He's been ordered by the WBO to provide a detailed and thorough medical update / assessment after the video of him dancing went viral during the week. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I didn't even click it. I didn't even think about it when I saw the video. I just thought he's having fun. I didn't even think twice about the fact that he is supposedly injured and has asked for a extension with talks with Joseph Parker. For me, I don't think it's really that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I would expect Usyk to fight in a time range that is what he would normally. I would expect him and Parker, if that fight is to be made next, which I think it is. Everything's sort of pointing towards it is. If that fight wasn't next, there would be no reason Usyk is still holding on to that belt. Especially if he's asking for medical extensions, it's obvious that he wants that fight and he wants to keep that belt. If not, you just relinquish it because you're not going to defend it anyway. You get the governing body off your back and you just pick who you're going to fight when you're going to fight them. And it allows Joseph Parker to fight for that vacant belt. As far as what he needs to hand in to prove that he's injured, I have no idea. For me, it makes really no difference. I don't think that WBO really has too much power in taking away Usyk's belt. It would surprise me massively if Usyk fails to give proper medical advice, assessment, and they take away the belt. So I think this will all sort of resolve itself. And when will we see Usyk versus Parker? It's August now. February? Maybe February. I'd be surprised if it was any earlier. I guess it depends on Usyk and it depends on Joseph Parker. But for me, I'd put Joseph Parker on a fight in October. And then probably try and set that up for February. I don't think Joseph Parker can afford any longer to wait and sit around. But that's a discussion for another video. I would like to talk about Joseph Parker again soon and who I think he should verse. Hey, we might get some news in the next few days to say he's got a fight spoken about because it has gone quite quiet on that front. All right, let's talk about Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. PBC officially announced, we knew it already, but officially announced on October 25th, the WBC Super Welterweight World Champion Sebastian Fundora will defend his title against Keith Thurman. Live PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Plus, two-division world champion Stephen Fulton Jr. and WBC Super Featherweight World Champion Usyk Foster will meet in a 130-pound world title fight, with Jesus Ramos Jr. taking on Shane Mosley Jr. for the interim WBC middleweight title. You know what? I slander PBC quite a bit, and it's probably because the last two PBC cards now are going to be Keith Thurman fighting for a world title which he doesn't deserve, and Manny Pacquiao fighting for a world title that he doesn't deserve. As far as Usyk Foster and Stephen Fulton, I really like that fight, and I think Shane Mosley versus Jesus Ramos Jr. is quite good, especially in a middleweight division that I think is quite terrible. The main card, look, I'm going to watch it. I think it will be a competitive fight. I don't think Sebastian Fundora is going to just dispatch of Keith Thurman with ease. I don't think Keith Thurman's going to dispatch of Fundora with ease. It's hard to tell you what sort of Keith Thurman we're going to get. He looked good against Brock Jarvis, but I don't think that's really the level raiser, you know. For me, Brock Jarvis has been in two big world sort of level fights, and that was against Liam Parrow, quite a young Liam Parrow, back in 2022, if not earlier. And he lost in the first round, and then Keith Thurman last year and lost in the third round. So Keith Thurman, one fight in a few years. It'll be hard for him, but I think it will be a competitive fight. Shakur. All right, the next bit of news. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez have begun talks for a super fight. Negotiations have been entered to make a 140-pound super fight for early 2026. Look, I'll believe it when I see it, if I'm being honest. When that fight is made and we're on fucking fight week, I'll believe that we're going to see this fight. We all want to see it. It just seems as though it's not happening. Bit like that long time where we thought Shakur Stevenson was going to fight Javante Davison and just sort of went on and went on and went on and went on and went on. I want to see the fight. I do. I think, for me, it will be a Shakur win, if I'm being honest. I think Shakur is really, really good. But Teofimo Lopez, you can't count him out, can you? You can't count him out. He is so talented, and sometimes with Shakur Stevenson being such a defensive fighter, Teofimo Lopez's sort of quirkiness might baffle Shakur Stevenson. You never know. All right, last bit of news, and this is Mikaela Mayer. Now, Mikaela Mayer is going to be trying to become a 3-division world champion when she takes on Mary Spencer at the Casino de Montreal, October 30th. She will challenge her for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship. Let's talk about Mikaela Mayer first. Mikaela Mayer, I think she is a very, very good fighter. I think she showed that against Sandy Ryan. I do think the weight helped Mikaela Mayer. I won't doubt that. I think Sandy Ryan coming up didn't benefit her, and we saw the size of Mikaela Mayer really work. And I think she is big enough to fight comfortably again up a division. Mikaela Mayer, someone that she's been super featherweight world champion. She's been interim lightweight world champion. She fought a undisputed super featherweight bout with Alicia Baumgardner back in 2022 and lost a split decision. And she's the current WBO welterweight world champion. So I think she's building a very good resume. Look, she's 36 years old now. So whether she can get enough fights under her belt to ever push for a sort of a GOAT status or compete with your Katie Taylors or your Clarissa Shields, I'm not sure. If she ever made the move up to heavyweight and fought Clarissa Shields, I mean, there could be the discussion. She'd have to do that soon. You don't really want to wait till you're 40, 41 years old to start doing it. And that sort of brings us on to Mary Spencer. She's Canadian, 40 years of age, 10 wins, 6 knockouts, and 2 losses. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know much about her. I don't remember seeing her fight. But I'll look into it closer to this fight night. I can tell you as much as you want about Mikaela Mayer because I think she is exceptional. She's going to be coming into this fight after 2 wins against Sandy Ryan, who I thought Sandy Ryan fought really, really well in the first one. They came to a majority decision in favor of Mikaela Mayer. And I thought I saw enough in that fight, especially I think it was later in that fight, that I thought Sandy Ryan, I think, will get the better of her in the second one. And we just saw the levels go up for Mikaela Mayer, and she just outworked her. The size, I think, was massive. And she beat Sandy Ryan, I think, quite comfortably in the second bout. And Sandy Ryan, who I think is a very, very good women's fighter. And I think if she goes back down in weight, she's going to become world champion again. So that is all the news for today, guys. Make sure you leave all your thoughts about what we spoke about today in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen with Usyk? When's this Parker fight going to happen? Are we going to see Shakur and Teofimo early next year? Mikaela Mayer versus Mary Spence. How do we think this one's going? For me, early doors, Mikaela Mayer will win. It's probably a little bit more bias in that. And yeah, guys, what do we think of the Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora card? Is the card good, but the main event maybe not what you want? For me, it's not, but we'll have to see. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See ya!